What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need a couple of things we need to talk about in terms of the One Piece TCG. And one of these is a very, very good thing, and I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you, one of these is not a very good thing. So let's start off with the good thing, shall we? It's finally time to talk about the first ever treasure rare coming for the One Piece TCG, and here's the interesting thing. It's out in China. It's in OP06. It is not in OP06 in Japan. And we know this for an absolute fact, incidentally. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes here. We know for an absolute fact that it is not in OP06 in Japan, because OP06 has been out for a little while in Japan, and we know for an absolute fact that it's not in OP06 in Japan. It is, however... It is in OP06 over in China. And it's basically a reprint of Bo Hancock from Starter Deck 3 with new artwork. And you can kind of see it on this image that came from @Leezy_1111, I believe, on Twitter. And you can see the texturing. I've seen a bunch of photos of this, but this is the one I like, because it kind of shows you that the texturing, they've gone a little bit overboard. And when I say they've gone a little bit overboard, I don't say that as a negative. What I mean is they've gone, look, mate, it's a treasure rare, let's do this. Because here's the thing, right? When you look, if we use OP05 as an example, when you look at a manga rare, you can see it's a manga rare straight away, because it's got the manga background. So nobody's confused about a manga rare. Manga rares look very special on the face of it. If you get the signed Oda card, it's literally got Oda's signature on it. So again, nobody's confused about the fact that that's a signed card. But these treasure rares have ridiculously low pull rates, and yet they're super special, and yet it's hard to actually, set them apart as these super special cards, because manga rares, it's super easy, and signed cards, it's super easy, but here, nah. Not so easy at all. So when I say they've gone overboard on the texturing here, that's not some kind of criticism or anything silly like that. It's just me saying that if you're going to make this super duper 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 rare card, you need to do something to set it apart from all of the others. Now, something else that is super weird, if we look at distributor listings and try and figure out what's going on with our future sets, which is one of the things we absolutely do, we have seen a listing telling us we're getting a treasure rare. In OP07. In the English OP07, we are getting a treasure rare. Now, you've got to think that it's going to be the same one, right? Like, we're not getting one in... Okay, the listings we've got don't tell us there's going to be a treasure rare in OP06. That doesn't actually mean we're not getting one in OP06. But what I'm saying is, if the OP07 listing specifically makes a point of saying that we are going to be getting a treasure rare, it would be weird if there was one coming in OP06, but we weren't given that information. Like, if it wasn't in the distributed listing for OP06, but it was for OP07, that would be weird, frankly. That would be very, very strange. So, you've got to assume that we're not getting one in OP06, we're getting one in OP07. Could that be the Bo Hancock? And the answer is, I don't really know, honestly. I don't know if it's going to be the Bo Hancock or if it's going to be something else. If we were getting a treasure rare in OP06, I would say that I was, 99.9% certain it was definitely going to be the Bo Hancock. That makes perfect sense. I'm not so sure when we then turn it into an OP07 thing. I think we're just going to have to wait and see. And for what it's worth, the Bo Hancock from Starter Deck 3 is actually a very good card, because it's a blocker that can be played by a trigger. And that's just awesome, frankly. Blocker playing on a trigger. Blue doesn't have many of them. Yellow has a couple more. Blue doesn't have very many. This is very, very cool. Although, let's be honest with you, it's not like people are specifically playing this for the, getting this for the playability, really, are they? Nah, mate. That is not what it's here for. This is the kind of thing you show off with. This is the equivalent of a manga rare, of a signed Oda. Now, I don't have information about pull rates like that. there was a post by Kai Hong Lu over on Facebook. Now, again, this is a post by one person, so it needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying it's a post by one person, so take it with a pinch of salt. But they're saying that their friend in China bought 5 cases and got one, and another friend opened 11 cases and got one. So we still don't know about the pull rate here, but it seems to be multiple cases to actually get one of these treasure rares. And there is still a part of me that was kind of hoping that there would be something else that differentiated the treasure rares rather than just having super fancy texturing and all of that. But I think we can all agree we want this card. So that's the good news. The treasure rare looks awesome. What's the bad news? Well, it's to do with this Starter Deck 11 tournament. You see, this is the ST11 Uta Deck Battle. I showed you this the other day. It's happening from the 2nd of February to the 23rd of February. And basically, it's a tournament where you go and play Starter Deck 11 against each other and compete for a winner-stamped Monkey D. Luffy. Now, on the website, it very clearly says, like super clearly says, that you get all 8 cards. It says participation pack, shows all the cards, and says underneath 8 cards per pack, 8 types in total. So the participation is a participation pack. The participation pack has 8 cards in. Everybody who read that, and I mean everybody who read that, went, oh, cool. You get all 8 cards for participating. It makes it awesome. Well, here's the thing. I'm not seeing anything on the official website. And I'm not seeing anything on the official Twitter. But Daves and Don'ts has sent me this, which is a clarification, which basically says each player who participates will be entitled to one of the cards in the kit, and the winner will have the special winner card. No, the whole kit does not go to every player. Inside the kit, there are 8 different cards intended for 8 players, plus 1 that will go to the winner. Now, I do find it slightly weird that there's, like I say, if you go on the official website right now and you click on the Starter Deck 11, it still says 8 cards per pack, 8 types in total, under participation pack. There's nothing under news, which is essentially correcting it, that I can find. And there's nothing on the official Twitter where they've tweeted out that things are different. So again, there is a chance, but this does seem awfully legit. And just to be clear, I'm showing you the picture here from Daves and Don'ts. This is not the only person who's told me this. I've heard this from a few different places here. It really does seem like the kit is essentially for 8 players, which is not ideal. And like I say, I've been digging around. I have seen many places posting about this, so it really does seem legit. I'm not just taking the word of one person here. And if you go and look, there is a tweet announcing this little tournament. Underneath that tweet, there are a bunch of people just basically sharing what I'm telling you here. It's not ideal, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. It is really not ideal. And look, this is still a cool tournament. It's still a really fun format, playing with, everyone playing with the same starter there. That's still really fun. And it's still really cool to be able to, go and get these promo cards. But there is a whole heck of a difference between getting a pack of 8 beautiful promo cards and getting one of those 8 at random. Now, I've told you guys, I collect English sets, but Japanese promos. And one of the reasons I collect Japanese promos is because stuff like this generally doesn't happen with Japanese promos. Collecting English promos is way more difficult. Because like this pack over in Japan, you had to set all the cards in. So I pick up a pack from Japan, I get all 8 cards, boom, job's a good one. Stuff like this is disappointing, and again, the fact that it's not been updated on the website does give me slight cause for concern. And stuff like this does happen, and look, we all make mistakes. This happens. Absolutely, this happens. But for people to have these kits in stores and not to be an official announcement about this, that is, well, I think less than ideal would be a nice way to put it. With all 8 promo cards, this was such a cool event. A really, flagship, oh my word, that's one of the coolest ones they've done event. Getting 1 of 8 random promos, it's not the same. I'll be honest with you, it really is not the same. And also, just as a side note, can you imagine what's now going to happen to the resale of these alternate art cards? Now, they are all alternate art, remember, but several of them are alternate art from the starter deck. So you need to make sure you buy, the starter deck so you've got all these cards if you need them. And again, 2 copies of the starter deck for obvious reasons. No, wait, they're not all alternate art cards. I'm lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. They are not all alternate art cards. In fact, several of them are mechanically unique. 3 of them are reprinted, and 5 of them are exclusive promos. So to get 1 of these, Fleeting Lullaby, The World's Continuation, Tote Musica, Where the Wind Blows, and the Monkey to Luffy, they are actually exclusive promos. You've got to think there's going to be a way to distribute these in the future, because actually, as it stands at the moment, they are 5 mechanically unique promos, and you get 1 of 8 randomly when you enter this tournament. And some people out there, they're very Uta-specific cards, right? They're clearly designed for an Uta deck, but sometimes people are going to play Green Uta, and they're going to want some of these cards, and they could end up being really over-the-top expensive. This could end up being a problem. Right, there we go. That's what you need to know. The treasure rare is absolutely stunning, and I love it. The whole Starter Deck 11 tournament giving you 1 of 8 cards when 5 of them are actually exclusive promos. Not ideal as far as I'm concerned, but I want to hear from you guys, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.